you need to focus less on money. Honestly speaking, you need to focus less on money and focus more on improving your skills. You need to do as much free work as you can when you're starting out newly as a designer. I know it hurts, but that's just the honest truth. Hi guys, I'm Sophia and I'm a UX designer and consultant, and I'm the face behind this channel. I'll be talking about mistakes that are keeping new designers stuck, whether you're a UX designer, product designer, freelance designer, UI UX designer. So these mistakes are based on my own personal experiences and some things that I've noticed within the industry, right? The number one mistake that I see a lot of new designers make is not having an online presence. So you might be thinking that you're new and you don't really have much knowledge to share, or you don't have pixel perfect designs to put out there. But I am here to tell you that it doesn't work like that. You do not have to wait till you get to the senior level. You don't have to wait till you become like a very good designer. You can actually start posting your work if you decide today I'm starting my product design journey. No matter how insignificant you feel like the knowledge you have is as a new designer, right? There's someone out there that is going to find that knowledge or that tip or those lessons very, very valuable. If you enroll in a boot camp while it's going on, whatever is being taught there, you put it out there every day because people are watching. What this does for you is that it builds trust and credibility. People need to see what you've done previously for them to even trust that you can be able to do this job well for them. You make it easy for yourself by having an online presence where you consistently share your work, share tips, share lessons. When you're a new designer and you consistently post your work, talk about what you do, people will take you serious and you will even be able to improve your design skills more because you will connect with your fellow designers and see what they're doing differently. You learn from them, and it's very easy for you to even reach out to a mentor, someone you would want to coach you in the design industry, and the person will listen to you because they've seen that you took yourself serious first by posting your work, you practice daily, you talk about things you do as regards to your career growth. Having an online presence, right, also helps you grow career wise. Your career grows faster than usual, right? And it even opens you up to opportunities. You tend to land clients earlier than if you weren't posting your designs. As a new designer, right, I wouldn't advise you to be on every platform. Just start with one platform and concentrate on it so that you don't burn out, right? And you don't also tend to get distracted. Another mistake that I see a lot of new designers making is being too picky about gigs and jobs that they take. It's very, very important that you remove any spirit or vibe of arrival mentality when you're starting out newly as a designer, because at that early stage what you need to focus on is gathering as much experience as possible by taking on any project. At that point you need to focus less on money. Honestly speaking, you need to focus less on money and focus more on improving your skills. And the honest truth is that even the free project won't be given to you on a platter of gold. You still have to hustle for it, right? So you don't need to sit back waiting for people to give you jobs, waiting for people to pay you. And the more projects you take on when you're starting out newly, the more competence you build for yourself, you become more confident and you take up more challenging projects. So it's not the time to be very picky over projects that you're doing or over jobs. You need to do as much free work as you can when you're starting out newly as a designer. I know it hurts, but that's just the honest truth. You can actually start within your environment. You can design a website for your cousin, you can design a website for your friends. Just start with people around you. So you need to stand out and be ahead of other new designers by taking up all those projects. Once you start getting hired, then you can now start charging. You might actually think that not focusing on money as a new designer is a dumb move, but once you do it, you even get that money faster, because people will see that you've built something real that people use every day of their lives, that people find easy to use. And at that point, it wouldn't matter if you're a new designer, if you started yesterday. All that would matter at that point is the proof that they're seeing, those real life projects that you did for free. So the third common mistake that I see a lot of new designers make is failing to balance content creation with learning. I know that I've been preaching about putting out your work, having an online presence, building a brand and all of that. But content creation shouldn't be done to the point that you neglect constant learning and improving your skills as a designer. You need to create a balance with learning, improving your skills, and putting out those things you're learning. If you're not doing something towards your career every day constantly, then you won't have content to post. So my point is, content creation is supposed to go hand in hand with learning and improving your skills as a designer. That way you create a balance and you don't get to burn out. Don't be so carried away with attention online or putting out your work, especially as a new designer. And also don't focus so much on learning and not putting out your work. As you're learning, you should be putting out your work. You need to make time for each of them. Have a structured routine. That way you don't become frustrated and inconsistent as well. That's why I also emphasized starting out newly by being on just one or two platforms at most. Content creation, you do need to align with what you're actually doing at the moment, because you first need to know and do before you're able to share with your audience. The last mistake that keeps new designers stuck is not setting clear deliverables for clients. I feel like a lot of people have actually had this experience, especially when they started out newly as designers. Please and please don't ever assume that your clients know the deliverables and the scope without clearly communicating it to them, because we are all humans, and in as much as it's in a professional setting, conflicts are bound to happen, especially when there's poor communication. You need to use contracts to specify the number of revisions you will be doing, the timeline, the scope, right, and the deliverables expected from you. And everybody involved in this project has to agree upon all this. It's very important. You need to communicate properly with your clients. Everybody's expectations should be understood. You understand? That way you avoid scope creep. You avoid waste of time. You avoid even working on a project for like a whole year or beyond the stipulated time. If not, you will find yourself having full-blown issues with your client, and it's even going to give your brand a bad reputation, right? So this is something a well-documented contract can solve. If there's a need for extra work or extra deliverables, they will have to pay you extra or you charge extra. That way, clients perceive you as someone who takes their work seriously, and they'll also take you serious. They wouldn't want to mess with you as well. These mistakes can even hinder your career growth, and it can even prevent you from making more money as a designer. We've come to the end of this video, guys, and I hope that you actually learned something that would be of good use to you. If you found this video helpful, please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in my next video.